1954. A kitchen in Indiana, early morning. A mother stands at the stove stirring something dark and thick from a tin into a glass of warm milk. The child at the table wrinkles her nose. The taste is bitter and metallic and faintly sweet. She drinks it because she is told to. Her hair hangs past her shoulders, thick as rope, and she has never seen a split end. No vitamin subscription in the mailbox. No biotin gummies in pastel packaging. Just 20 foods that were standard in American kitchens before the supplement industry existed. Every one of them built hair from the inside out. And not one of them is in your refrigerator anymore. Number 20. Canned sardines. Women ate sardines straight from the tin, bones and all. The omega-3 fatty acids and calcium fed the hair follicle from the inside out. King Oscar. Brunswick. The tin peeled back with a small metal key. The smell of salt and oil filling the kitchen at lunchtime. Eaten on saltine crackers or straight from the can with a fork. 10 cents a tin at the A&P. The bones soft enough to chew and swallow whole. The oil wiped from the fingers with a dishcloth. A working lunch that cost a dime and fed every strand on her head. No supplement has improved upon it. Number 19. Raw carrots. Children and women ate raw carrots every single day. The vitamin A fed the scalp directly and kept hair from going dry and brittle at the ends. Pulled from the garden or bought by the bunch at the market for 5 cents, the clean snap when bitten. Packed in school lunch pails wrapped in wax paper. Mothers grating them into Jell-O salads and coleslaws at the counter. The orange stain on a child's fingers after peeling a handful before supper. She did not call it a hair vitamin, she called it a carrot. And it worked because the body already knew what to do with real food. Number 18. Cream of wheat. Iron-fortified hot cereal eaten at breakfast tables across the country. Iron deficiency was and still is one of the leading causes of hair thinning in women. This cereal addressed it every morning without a single pill. The red Nabisco box on the pantry shelf. The slow pour into boiling water on the stove. A pat of butter melting in the center of the bowl. A spoonful of brown sugar on top. 15 cents a box in 1953. Served in a heavy ceramic bowl before the school bus pulled up outside. The smooth, almost paste-like texture that children either loved or endured. She was treating iron deficiency at 7 in the morning and calling it breakfast. The supplement industry now charges $30 a month for the same mineral in a gelatin capsule. Number 17. Sweet potatoes. Baked, mashed, or candied at the Sunday table. Loaded with beta-carotene, which the body converts directly to vitamin A, the nutrient that fuels cell growth in every hair follicle. Wrapped in foil and baked until the skin split open and the caramel smell filled the kitchen. Mashed with a fork and a pat of butter. Candied with brown sugar and marshmallows at Thanksgiving until the top turned golden brown. 5 cents a pound in the early 1950s. That was exactly the point. Hair nutrition was not an event in her kitchen. It was Tuesday supper. Number 16. Buttermilk. Women drank buttermilk daily or used it in everything they baked. Rich in protein, B12, and riboflavin, all critical to hair strength and healthy scalp tissue. The thick pour from a cold glass bottle kept in the icebox. Tangy and sharp. Some women drank it straight from a tumbler. Others used it in biscuits, cornbread, and pancake batter every single morning. Seal test. Borden, 12 cents a quart. The slight sourness that made children wrinkle their noses. Grandmothers who swore by a cold glass every afternoon and never once explained why it mattered. A drink so ordinary, nobody thought to study it. But the women who drank it kept their hair well into old age. The ones who stopped noticed the difference. Number 15. Cottage cheese. A lunchtime staple in kitchens all over America. High in casein protein, which gives the body a slow, steady release of amino acids, the building blocks of keratin. Breakstones. Seal test. A white scoop on the plate beside canned peach halves or a ring of pineapple. A dollop on a bed of iceberg lettuce with a sprinkle of black pepper. 20 cents a container in 1955. The soft white curds. The particular lunch of a woman watching her figure while feeding her hair at the same time. Diet food and hair food on the same plate. She never read that on a label. She just ate her lunch. 5 items in, and not one of them was unusual. Sardines, carrots, cereal, sweet potatoes, buttermilk, cottage cheese. Every one of them already in the kitchen. None of these women used the phrase hair nutrition. That language did not exist yet. They simply ate what was available, what was affordable, what their mothers had served before them. And because the American kitchen in the early 1950s ran on whole proteins, garden vegetables, organ meats, and full-fat dairy, the hair took care of itself. The kitchen already had a plan. Nobody needed to write one down. Number 14. Prunes. Dried prunes eaten daily or stewed warm for breakfast. Packed with iron, B6, and boron, a trace mineral linked directly to reduced hair shedding. Sunsweet brand in the cellophane bag, stewed in a small saucepan with water and a spoonful of sugar until they went soft and dark. Served warm in a bowl at the breakfast table or cold from the bag as an afternoon snack. 10 cents a bag, the sticky sweetness on the fingers, the particular face every child made when handed one. Every grandmother who pressed a prune into a reluctant grandchild's hand was delivering an iron supplement she never once called by that name. Number 13. Walnuts. Eaten by the handful or baked into banana bread, brownies, and holiday fudge. The richest common nut source of omega-3 fatty acids, biotin, and vitamin E in any standard American pantry. Diamond brand in the brown paper bag, cracked from the shell at the kitchen table on cool autumn evenings. The sound of the metal nutcracker, stored in a mason jar in the pantry for holiday baking. 15 cents a bag of shelled halves at the grocer. The slight bitterness on the tongue that meant the oils were still fresh. A snack that built hair from the inside without announcing itself. No label, no health claim, no marketing. Just a walnut and a woman who never went bald. Number 12. Oatmeal. Quaker oats cooked slow on the stove every morning. High in iron, zinc, and silica, a trace mineral that strengthens the hair shaft from within. The round cardboard canister with the Quaker man printed on the front. Never instant. Always the stove. The wooden spoon turning in the pot. A drizzle of honey or a spoonful of brown sugar melting across the surface. 12 cents a canister in 1952. The heaviness of it that held a child all the way through to lunchtime. The steam rising from the bowl on a cold January morning before school. She called it breakfast. Modern nutrition science calls it a silica delivery system. She got there 50 years ahead of the research. But if oatmeal built the shaft, the next one built the blood supply that fed it. And nobody at the dinner table was happy about it. Number 11. Beets. Fresh beets roasted or boiled at home. Canned beets sliced onto supper plates. Loaded with folate, iron, and manganese, the nutrients that fuel blood flow to the scalp. The magenta stain on her fingers and on the cutting board that would not scrub away. Boiled in a covered pot until a fork slid through. Sliced thin and served with a splash of white vinegar. Libby's canned beets at 10 cents a can for the nights when there was no time to cook from scratch. the earthy sweetness that divided every family in America into those who loved them and those who refused to touch them. The stain would not wash off her hands for a full day. Neither would the iron wash out of her blood. That was the bargain. Something worth sitting with for a moment. Look at the list so far. Sardines, prunes, beets, liver, oatmeal, buttermilk. Nearly every one of these foods was cheap, plain, and unglamorous. They were not aspiration foods. They were survival foods. Depression-era holdovers. Poverty pantry staples that mothers kept cooking because wasting food was not an option. And those survival foods worked better than anything the modern beauty industry has put on a shelf. The most effective hair nutrition of the 20th century was not designed by scientists. It was built by women who could not afford to throw a single thing away. That was not a limitation. That was the whole advantage. Number 10. Spinach and dark leafy greens. Cooked spinach, collard greens, turnip greens. Iron, folate, vitamin C, and vitamin A in every forkful. All critical to preventing hair loss and driving new growth. Fresh spinach wilted down in a cast iron skillet with bacon drippings. Collard greens simmered low and slow with a ham hock for 3 or 4 hours until they turned dark and silky. And the pot liquor, that deep green broth at the bottom of the pot, was drunk straight from a cup because nothing in that kitchen went to waste. A mess of greens from the garden that cost nothing but time. She drank the pot liquor because it was food. Modern science calls it a concentrated mineral infusion. She just called it not letting anything go to waste. Number 9. Wheat germ. Sprinkled on cereal, stirred into juice, mixed into meatloaf. Packed with vitamin E, zinc, biotin, and folate. A concentrated hair food that hid inside a plain glass jar. Kretschmer's brand. Toasted golden, slightly nutty on the tongue. A tablespoon scattered over morning oatmeal or stirred into a glass of orange juice. 25 cents a jar at the drugstore, the grainy texture you learn to ignore after the first week. The health food movement of the 1950s had one quiet winner. It came in a plain jar, cost $0.25, and delivered a rich, natural source of biotin alongside key B vitamins and zinc in every spoonful. Number 8. Bone broth and marrow soup. Women simmered beef bones, chicken carcasses, and marrow bones for hours on the back of the stove. The collagen, gelatin, and minerals dissolved into the broth and fed the hair from the inside out, a heavy stock pot at a low simmer, beef knuckle bones from the butcher at 5 cents a pound, sometimes given away free, an onion, celery, a bay leaf. 6 hours, 8 hours. The kitchen windows fogged with steam by afternoon. The gelatin that set like jello when the broth cooled overnight in the icebox. Reheated in a ceramic mug on cold mornings and sipped before the rest of the house was awake. The collagen supplement industry is now worth over $9 billion a year globally. It is selling in flavored powder what her stock pot made every Sunday for the cost of bones the butcher was going to throw in the trash. Number 7. Knox gelatin dissolved in juice. Women stirred a packet of unflavored Knox gelatin into a glass of orange juice or warm water and drank it every single morning. Pure protein, pure collagen, straight to the hair. The red Knox box beside the coffee canister. One envelope dissolved in 4 ounces of warm water, then topped off with cold juice. The faintly gritty texture, the way the glass thickened if it sat too long. 10 cents a packet. Some women drank it with the same devotion they gave their morning coffee. Every day without fail. The same protein Knox sold for a dime is now repackaged and marketed as hydrolyzed collagen peptides at $45 a jar. The molecule did not change. The price did. And if gelatin was the quiet workhorse, The next one was the foundation that held the entire morning together. Number 6. Eggs. Every single morning, women ate eggs daily. Fried, scrambled, soft-boiled, poached. The most complete single protein source available, loaded with biotin, B12, zinc, and selenium. Every nutrient the hair follicle requires in one shell. 2 eggs cracked on the rim of a cast iron skillet. The sizzle of butter in the pan. 3 cents an egg in 1952. A soft-boiled egg served in a china egg cup with a tiny spoon. The yolk running gold when the top was tapped open. Eaten at the kitchen table every morning before the sun was fully up. The egg was the most efficient hair supplement ever produced. It needed no label, no dosage chart, no monthly subscription, just a hen and a skillet. Consider what has happened to the American breakfast since those women sat down at that table. The egg was replaced by a cereal bar wrapped in foil. The oatmeal swapped for a granola pouch eaten in the car. The buttermilk traded for a sugared coffee drink from a paper cup. The morning meal that once delivered iron, protein, biotin, and collagen in 20 minutes was hollowed out and rebuilt with convenience food stripped of everything the hair needed. Then the supplement industry arrived to sell those exact nutrients back, 1 capsule at a time, at $30 a month. They did not invent hair nutrition. They separated it from the kitchen table and sealed it in a bottle. That was not progress. That was a business model. Number 5. Canned salmon with the bones. Women ate canned salmon and mashed the soft bones right into the fish with a fork. Omega-3, fatty acids, calcium, vitamin D, and protein in every bite. Bumblebee. Pink beauty brand. The can opened with a small metal key. The soft vertebrae crushed into the pink flesh and mixed with cracker crumbs and a beaten egg to make salmon croquettes fried golden in a skillet. 15 cents a can. Served on toast or shaped into patties and arranged on a platter for Friday supper. She ate the bones because wasting food was not something her generation did. She had no idea she was getting more calcium per serving than a full glass of milk. She just ate the whole can. Number 4. Brewer's yeast, taken as a powder stirred into juice or milk or swallowed as small yellow tablets. One of the richest natural sources of the entire B vitamin complex, plus chromium, selenium, and protein. Women took it daily as a health tonic, and their hair showed every gram of it. Lewis Laboratories brand. The bitter powder spooned into a glass of cold tomato juice. To mask the taste, that slightly cheesy, malty flavor that made children gag and push the glass away. 35 cents a jar at the drugstore. The kind of daily habit a woman kept because her mother had told her to, not because an advertisement said so. The entire B-complex vitamin section at the pharmacy today is trying to deliver what a single tablespoon of this powder delivered in 1954 for about a penny a serving. But if brewer's yeast was the pill nobody wanted to swallow, the next food was the supper nobody wanted to sit down to. And it may be the most important entry on this entire list. Number 3. Liver and onions. Beef liver fried with onions and served at least once a week. The single most nutrient-dense food available to the human body. Iron, B12, biotin, folate, vitamin A, and complete protein. Every nutrient the hair follicle requires in one serving. Calf's liver sliced thin at the butcher counter. 20 cents a pound. The cheapest cut in the case. Soaked in milk for an hour to pull the mineral bitterness out. Dredged in flour with salt and pepper. Fried in butter alongside thick rings of yellow onion until the edges crisped and the kitchen filled with that dark iron smell. Children who dreaded Tuesday night. Fathers who cleaned their plates without a word. The dense mineral taste that coated the tongue and would not leave. It is the one food nearly every woman of that generation names when asked what she hated eating as a child. And it is the one food modern nutritional science has confirmed contains more hair-building nutrients per ounce than any supplement ever manufactured. Her mother was not guessing. Her mother knew. Number 2. Blackstrap molasses, a spoonful every morning, stirred into warm milk or taken straight. The most concentrated natural source of iron, copper, manganese, selenium, and calcium available in any ordinary American pantry. Grandma's brand in the yellow label tin, Brer Rabbit in the green can. The thick black syrup poured slow from the spout, that almost bitter sweetness that stuck to the roof of the mouth, stirred into warm milk until it turned the color of weak coffee. Mixed into Saturday night baked beans. Spread on bread during lean weeks when the cupboard held nothing else. A tin that cost pennies and lasted the entire month. The dark residue left on the spoon after every single dose. Depression-era survival food. Poverty table staple. Folk remedy passed from mother to daughter without a word of explanation. And a more complete mineral supplement for hair growth than anything currently sold in a health food store. The women who took it daily kept thick hair into their 70s and 80s. They did not need a clinical study to tell them it was working. They had a mirror. And then there was the one every child in America remembers. The taste that came before breakfast, before school, before anything else. The food that defined a mother's morning authority and a child's daily surrender. Number 1. Cod liver oil. 1 tablespoon every morning from a spoon held by a mother who would not hear the word no. Vitamins A and D, omega-3 fatty acids. The single most universally dreaded and universally effective hair food of the 20th century. Scott's emulsion in the tall white bottle on the kitchen counter, the thick fishy oil pooling on the spoon, the way the taste coated the back of the throat and stayed there for an hour, no matter what you drank afterward. Children who pinched their noses shut with both fingers. Mothers who followed the dose with a glass of cold orange juice and called it a chaser. 15 cents a bottle in the early 50s. The glass measuring spoon that came inside the box, the same ritual every morning before the front door opened. Every woman who grew up in the 1940s and 50s remembers that spoon. She can still taste it decades later. She fought it every morning and lost every time. And her hair was thick. It was strong. It grew past her shoulders without a single product, without trying. The worst tasting thing in the kitchen was the best thing she ever put in her body. Today, nearly 40% of American adults are deficient in vitamin D. The average bottle of quality fish oil capsules costs $25 and lasts 30 days. Her mother solved both problems every morning for less than a penny, with 1 spoon and a look that said, "Do not argue with me." She never explained why. She just held out the spoon. 20 foods. Not one of them designed in a laboratory, not one of them advertised on television, not one of them promising results on a label, because none of them ever came with a label. They came from the garden, the butcher shop, the back of the pantry, the cold shelf of the icebox. These women were not following a hair care protocol. They were eating supper. And supper happened to contain everything the hair needed because the food had not yet been stripped, processed, and reassembled by an industry that profits from the distance between a woman and her own kitchen. Somewhere right now, a woman is standing in the supplement aisle holding a $40 bottle of biotin gummies. Her grandmother got highly bioavailable biotin along with key essential minerals from 1 egg and a spoonful of molasses before the sun came up. The bottle was never the answer. The kitchen table was. She already had everything she needed.